Want to share with you this video is surfacing on the internet. It's been viewed by quite a few people already. It is a video of a device going off inside of Lebanon, allegedly going off inside of Lebanon. It appears to be, from what I can gather myself, possibly a tactical nuclear weapon or an antimatter weapon that has been detonated inside of Lebanon. Let's take a look at this and I'll show you what reason why I believe this. Now, if you will notice, I'm going to back it up there. A huge explosion, but it's the shock wave that you can see clearly going through the sky there. There it is. Notice that shock wave going out there. Very much like the shock wave of a nuclear weapon. I do not believe it is a large-scale nuke, though. I would think more of a smaller-scale nuke, possibly a bunker buster, what they call a tactical nuke. But clearly, this thing has detonated. It is a massive explosion there in Lebanon.
Hey everyone, Johnny here. Don't speak news. News we're not supposed to speak about. And guys, wow. That looked like a tactical nuke to me, at the very least, one of those huge bunker buster bombs, because of the huge shockwave that came off of that explosion, as Steve showed you in that particular clip there. So I'll put the link up, as always, so you can watch the rest of this video if you like. But I wanted to highlight that part because that's what caught my attention first thing this morning, was this tactical nuke possibly being used in Lebanon. And this will definitely foster Armageddon around Israel, as we see here in Revelation 16 once again. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. And that's what's happening as Israel continues to just pummel southern Lebanon. However, they are getting answered back, as we'll see here as I scroll down in Telegram. This is Israel on fire in northern Israel. This is footage from Haifa. It's north of Haifa, an hour ago, after Hezbollah launched retaliation strikes for the recent bombings of Beirut. And then Hezbollah starts a large-scale military or missile attack on the Haifa area, as I just showed you below. That was some of the results of that. Here's some more footage from Israel after Hezbollah rocket attacks. These are bigger strikes, guys. These are some of the Iranian missiles that they're using now. And so there's lots of different video here being sent in through social media. Israel is censoring the press in this area. They've also closed the Al Jazeera offices in the West Bank. Israeli troops went in and shut down the studio. So Israel is getting hit back, and getting hit back hard. And you would expect that. And even the president of Lebanon itself has come out and said that they are officially in open warfare with Israel. And so that war continues. Man, it just keeps getting worse and worse over there. And it also keeps getting worse in Ukraine. As on Saturday morning, which was yesterday, that was the latest update to this anyway. Ukraine, or Israel, is entering the Ukraine war. Missile defenses are being put up in Kiev. And so this is happening just as Ukraine is about to collapse as a nation state. So Israel is becoming a party to the Ukraine war. Intelligence community information indicates Israel is setting up Iron Dome-type missile defenses in and around Kiev and Nikolaev to fight off Russian missiles. But here's the rub. The systems will be controlled exclusively by Israel. Moreover, Israel will be implementing mobile radar installations in support of these missile defenses, and their very quietly kept intention is to gather as much data as possible on Russian missiles because they expect Iran to have such technology soon, if not already. Within Israel, and this is stunning news, the discussion taking place about gaining such information about Russian hardware ready for this? Biblical implications. They are actually discussing the biblical Gog-Magog war in Israel from the book of Ezekiel. I kid you not. With Israel entering the Ukraine war, one can argue this is now a two-front war for Russia. But the big question is, now that Israel's party to the conflict, will Israel, the country itself, be hit by Russian retaliation? The whole situation is spinning out of control faster and worse than I ever imagined possible. Now, at 11:37 p.m. last night, there was this update. Hal got a hold of Zelensky's briefing to Joe Biden when Zelensky visits this coming week, and it's called Catastrophe. When Zelensky arrives in Washington, he will inform the U.S. president and the future president that the Ukraine army is in collapse. They have 3 months maximum until complete disintegration of Ukraine as a state. There's no people for the army. They've used them all up. There's 500,000 to 600,000 dead guys. There's no electricity for running water or for heating. There's no food. Food and heating riots will start in the winter, and there's not enough police to keep things under control. And of course, that's if the Ukraine army does not surrender sooner, which is also a possibility. Maybe not on the level of commander-in-chief for the armed forces of Ukraine, but at lower levels, local commanders will start to surrender. Their situation's hopeless. Indeed it is. And Biden will be told NATO can either enter the war directly or have the Russian army on Polish, Hungarian, Romanian, and Bulgarian borders. Moldova is not in NATO and has long experience with the Russians, and Moldova will just surrender. So now the update on Saturday morning, I did more digging regarding the food situation in Ukraine because the info above from Zelensky's briefing for Biden mentioned food riots. Well, it turns out they really are in big trouble food-wise. According to Rodion Rybochinsky, director of the Millers of Ukraine Union, many enterprises have less than a month's worth of grain left. Factories are forced to chase even small batches of wheat. Enterprises that process hundreds of tons per day are chasing a volume of 20 to 30 tons, he complains. Yes, a day's wages for some wheat, for a loaf of bread, as the book of Revelation says, right? So wheat is becoming extremely, extremely short supply inside of Ukraine, and they're predicting food riots for this winter. And like I just showed you, they're talking about the Gog-Magog war in Israel, since they're entering this war against Russia directly in Ukraine. And so, as you can see, Revelation 16 will definitely start to take place as he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. It's happening right now in real time as I'm saying this to you. And now we see here that NATO secret operation headquarters was also destroyed in Kiev. Russia's pulling off the gloves and not pulling any more punches. According to preliminary data, more than 24 military and infrastructure facilities working in the interests of the Ukrainian army were subjected to Russian strikes last night. One such target, a secret NATO operations center, was destroyed. Not so secret now, is it? Heavy long-range attack drones hit arsenals, areas of troop deployments, sites with armored vehicles, and fuel storage facilities from Kharkov to Ivano-Frankivsk. As midnight arrived local time, air raid sirens howled in Ukraine, and Russian uranium drones attacked Ukrainian military facilities throughout the country. A massive blow was inflicted on Kharkov. An entire military unit was destroyed in the city, including units of the nationalist formation Azov and several groups of foreign mercenaries withdrawn for rotation. In addition, the workshops of several military supply companies were hit. In the Poltava region, large fuel facilities intended for Ukrainian troops operating in Kursk, Russia, were hit. A large fire that broke out after the impact continues to burn today. So in essence, Russia is pounding the living you-know-what out of Ukraine. And a shroud of death now covers what used to be a secret NATO headquarters. The main radio communication center of the military intelligence of Ukraine was also destroyed in Kiev. So they are getting pounded back now by the Russians. But the Ukrainians, of course, will keep striking blows at their drones inside of Russia as well, but not nearly as often now. So that war continues, and like I said, with Israel talking about the Gog-Magog war as they expand into Ukraine themselves, wow, guys, everything's sitting on go. And then we have this, mass attacks by drones from Iraq against eastern Israel. As we can see here on this map, a major attack was launched from Shiite organizations from Iraq on the border with Jordan. Apparently, they want to keep their promise in support of Hezbollah. And so there's video here, and there's some here from X as well. interceptions from the Israeli Air Force. They also launched drones and possibly cruise missiles against Israel as they're joining in as they promised to do. I imagine Yemen will chime in at some point as well. As you can see, there was widespread red alerts in the northeastern part of Israel on the borders of Jordan right here. Once again, sirens in the center of the country. So they are getting hit from all sides now. And of course, they're hitting back in southern Lebanon quite hard, as I just showed you here. So Revelation 16:16 is definitely unfolding right now. And of course, 15 says, "Behold, they come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame." Guys, you want Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior today. Not yesterday, but today. Because time is short. But all who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved if you repent and really mean it. Guys, I can't emphasize that enough. Being prayed up first is so important. So also, speaking of prayed up, I want to thank everybody who prayed for me here over the last couple of days. I did go back to urgent care yesterday and spent well, a good portion of the day there getting IVs and tests. And so anyway, got sent home with some more antibiotics, and we're going to see the specialist here next week. So just keep going and do what I can. But thank you very much for all your prayers. I am feeling better today. Very weak, but God gave me the grace to do this particular video, so I'm doing it. Now, last but not least, there's been Snowmageddon in Africa. I mean, we have earthquakes going off, volcanoes going off. We have fires, we have flooding everywhere. And now, Snowmageddon in Africa. Multiple roads closed as motorists are trapped by late heavy snowfall in South Africa. Look at this. The N3 toll road has been closed from Escort to KwaZulu-Natal, Midlands to Harrismith in the Free State due to heavy snowfall. This after snowfall left motorists stranded in their vehicles and unable to move due to the thick snow on Friday evening. I mean, it's insane. Arrive Alive issued a warning to motorists to avoid Harrismith in the Free State and Howick in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands. In the interest of safety, all traffic is being stopped in the whole Free State, I guess. Where possible, vehicles are being turned around at strategic locations on the route. And this is highly unusual for September in South Africa. So, wow. Snowmageddon, guys. And like I said, volcanoes going off everywhere, earthquakes in diverse places, wars, rumors of wars, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. It's all here. And Armageddon is shaping up in front of us as we speak. Revelation 16:16. So get ready. It's all about to go down. And Jesus Christ is about to return. We don't know the day, the time, or the hour, but we do know when it's close, even at the door. And don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com, home base for everything that we do. If you want to subscribe to get updates, click the subscribe contact Johnny tab here, type in your email, hit subscribe, and you'll be in. You'll be notified every time I put up a new video or a new blog post. For channel support, if you want to support us, just click that tab here, and all the ways to support us, all those links are here. And then over here, with BitChute, YouTube, and Rumble, these are all the different places where you can find us around the interwebs. So there you go. Over 2,000 stories here at don'tspeaknews.com. Home base for everything that we do. And that is it for now. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.